Hey, welcome back to my little corner. Today's video is for anyone who feels stuck, tired, or even ready to give up on art. I've been there too many times, and honestly, I still go through it. This isn't a perfect tutorial, it's just me painting, sharing my thought, and hopefully giving a bit of comfort if you're in the same place. While sharing, I'll take you along with me on my four little study paintings. Two of them are photo reference by Jimena Aga. Honestly, I love all her reference packs on Patreon, and I get so excited every time she releases a new one. I left the link in the description below if you want to check them out and use it for your own study too. As artists, we live so much in our head. And I wonder if you can relate to this. Maybe 30% of time I'm painting feeling that pure joy, like everything flows and I just feels right. And then maybe 50% of the time it just sucks. I feel so stressed, the painting doesn't turn out the way I want it, and then so thoughts creep in. I'm not good enough, maybe no one will ever buy my art, maybe I cannot do this in long term, and the rest of the time I don't even know what the hell I'm doing with my life. Please let me know in the comment if you feel resonate with me. And I really believe that the great artists had to face this also. They weren't always confident. They had some moment of doubt, fear, and even failure. But maybe we don't always see that part of the story. I've learned that when I get into that stuck, heavy place, the best thing I can do is just sit back for a moment. Most of the time, our suffering is just in our mind. If we stop pushing, take a deep breath, and reflect, we already see things more clearly, and that alone solves half of the problem. So, whenever I feel that block, I know it's time to stop pushing harder. It's time to pause and take a step back and look inward. One big reason I found is that we take it all way too seriously. Think about when you first started painting. For me, it was all fun. I was just playing, exploring colors, letting my creativity flow on paper, no pressure. But then at some point, I thought, what if I turn this into a career? What if I sell my art, make this my life? Maybe it could help me to pay my bill. And suddenly the joy turned into pressure. Every brushstroke felt heavy, and the painting with that energy only makes us more stuck. Instead of helping us grow, it makes us feel more demotivated. So maybe part of the answer is remember that first joy. I have to remind myself art started as joy, it has to stay joy. Otherwise, what's the point? And another side of taking art too seriously is tying our emotion too much on how the audience reacts. I've been there. You finish a painting, you're so proud, you love it, and you think, okay, this is going to blow up, this is the one. And you're so excited, your heart is full, and you finally shared it online, and then nothing. Barely any view, barely any like. And that wave of disappointment just crushes you. But instead of stopping, you just keep going, right? You make another painting, another video, post it again, hoping that, okay, maybe this time. And again, all you receive is just silence, and the cycle just repeat. Next post, next video, next hope, and next disappointment. And slowly, without even realizing it, your excitement for creating fade away, and all that left is self-doubt and exhaustion. I realized that if I tied my happiness only to views, like sales, or some imagined viral moment, I've always feel empty because those things are never in my control. And what is in my control is my connection to the pure passion that brought me here in the first place. The simple joy of putting paint on the canvas, of creating something out of nothing. Every time I put too much weight on how the audience will respond, I drift further away from that pure joy. I start creating not for love, but for numbers, for recognition, for money, and when it doesn't come, I feel crumble. Human, we all need recognition. But the more I can shift my focus back to the act of painting itself, the more free and authentic I feel again. And I believe that we will surely connect with people who share the same energy and love our art style as long as we keep choosing what feels authentic to us. A reason I found that often makes us feel stuck is when we put such high demands on our painting that we trap ourselves in this endless cycle of over detailing and overworking. Even when we're already exhausted, even when the joy is gone, we keep pushing, poking at the tiniest little things. I found that most people don't notice those details the way we do. They feel the mood, the energy, the overall impression, but we're usually the ones pointing out every single flaw to ourselves. Of course, if hyperrealism or perfectionism is truly your style, that's different. But if you're like me, you're only chasing perfection out of fear of judgment, it usually just leads to burnout. I've been learning to see and accept the imperfect part of my work because honestly, that's often where the soul of the painting lives. One thing that always helped me when I stuck is switching to a small size canvas. It takes away much more pressure. A small painting feels lighter, freer, and you can finish it quicker, experiment more, play more with the colors without fearing you'll ruin a big piece. For example, in this little painting I'm showing you in this video, I play with the colors. Instead of sticking to exactly what was in the reference, I allow myself to change things. I replace some mid-tone with blue, some purple, and some pastel tone like the dreamy color palette of the Impressionism artist. Sometimes it works, sometimes I just make a mess. But the point wasn't perfection. When you give yourself permission to play, you bring back that joy. Even if the worst case, you waste a tiny cheap canvas, but you gain experience, you try something new, and you probably learn more than you would have on a big stressful piece. And honestly, I don't think these studies are a failure. I love how they turn out. Maybe not perfectly realistic, but they carry that playful spirit, and I love that. And I also realized that color is flexible. You can be creative with hues as long as you're mindful of the value. Value is what shapes the painting, not the exact hue. Playing around with colors gives me so much joy. Another reason is expectation. I think we need to always be productive, always creating, always making good art, but we are human. Our mood shifts all the time, even in one day. In the morning, maybe we feel so inspired, but in the evening, we feel like giving up, we feel so bored, and that's completely normal. But when we feel so panicked and turn that into like, what's wrong with me? How can I make this a career when I cannot even stay consistent? If I'm bored with my own art, how could I possibly do this for the next 10 years, 20 years? And suddenly something simple becomes a huge weight. What I've learned is that the answer is acceptance. We're not robots. Art is emotional, and emotion naturally come and go. The inspiration flows, and yes, it will leave too. But so does the stuck feeling. It will always pass. As long as your love for art is permanent, the temporary feelings doesn't matter. You don't need to fight them, just accept, let them pass, and keep going. The last thing that always weighed me down is worrying too much about the future. Thoughts like, what if I cannot make it? What if I'm not good enough? Where will this take me in 10 years? They are so heavy. But the truth is, the only thing we have is the present, right here, right now, the joy of creating. The more we stay in the present, the lighter we feel. I know that it sounds so cliche, but I really believe our future in art doesn't come from sitting here worrying too much about it. It comes from how much love and passion we put into what we're creating at this moment. If we shift our energy from fear to gratitude, from doubt to love, the right path will always unfold. Whether or not we succeed on this art path, I truly believe that as long as we pour our heart and love into what we do, whatever future it leads us to will already be the most perfect outcome. Just surrender and trust the universe. If you're feeling stuck right now, please know you're not alone. Every artist goes through this. Don't pressure yourself to always feel inspired. Don't expect perfection. Just start small, be playful, make something imperfect, make something just for you. Remember why you started creating in the first place. Remember that joy. And most of all, don't give up. Your love for art is still here. Even if you cannot feel it today, the block will pass and the joy will return. Thank you so much for painting along with me today, and I hope this gave you a little comfort. And if you're feeling this way too, please let me know in the comments. I really love to read them all, and I'll see you in the next one.